All right, so today we're going to dive into a pretty cool watch that popped up recently.
Oh, yeah.
The IWC Ingenieur Automatic 40 Green. And what really caught my eye with this one was the fact that it started as a movie prop, which
Yeah.
I always think is super interesting.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, and we're going to dig into that whole story of how it came to be, what makes it special, and why people are going crazy for this green watch.
Yeah, and it's a really cool example of how these worlds collide,
For sure.
the world of movies and the world of watches, and sometimes
Yeah.
it creates something pretty special. And I think this is one of those cases.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the inspiration for this watch comes straight from this new F1 movie that's coming out in 2025.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be a big blockbuster.
Oh, wow.
Joseph Kosinski's directing,
I've heard of him.
and it stars Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes,
Yeah.
who's this veteran F1 driver who's mentoring a rookie
Okay.
for this fictional team called Apex Grand Prix Team.
Gotcha. So it's just like a whole fictional world.
Exactly, yeah. And of course, they need to outfit him with a watch.
Right.
And they don't want to just give him some random watch off the shelf.
Right.
So they created this special 1976 inspired Ingenieur SL 1832, and they gave it this unique green dial.
Okay, so this is where it all started.
Exactly. This was the seed that was planted,
Mm.
and it's a collaboration between IWC, Brad Pitt himself, and this company called Cloister Watch Company.
Wow, that's a lot of big names involved.
Yeah, and so they created this prop, and now that on-screen creation is becoming a real watch in limited edition.
So they took the prop and they're like, we're going to make this real deal.
Exactly, and what's really interesting here is that this ties into IWC's whole push to revive the Ingenieur line
Oh, okay.
and to bring back its, like historical significance. And the 2023 relaunch really looked back to the designs of Gérald Genta.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah, he's a legend in the watch world.
Huge.
Yeah, he's designed so many iconic watches.
Yeah.
And this new green Ingenieur really pays tribute to his 1976 Ingenieur SL reference, 1832, which is often called the Jumbo.
The Jumbo.
Okay, I like that. It's a big watch.
Okay.
But yeah, what were some of those signature elements that he introduced that we see in this new version?
Yeah, that's a great question because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who maybe haven't seen the original Jumbo.
Yeah, so Genta's Ingenieur had this really robust 40-millimeter case, which was pretty big for the time.
Okay.
A wide, flat bezel that was held down by 5 functional screws, not just for looks.
Okay.
An integrated H-link bracelet that flowed seamlessly from the case,
Mm-hmm.
and then that really distinctive grid pattern on the dial. And it all came together to give this really powerful, almost industrial chic feel.
Yeah.
Like a luxury sports watch.
I can totally picture that.
Yeah, and all of those design elements are very present in this 2025 IWC Ingenieur Automatic 40 Green.
So they definitely took those and ran with it.
Yeah, and it's a limited edition of only 1,000 pieces.
Wow, only 1,000.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be special.
That's pretty exclusive.
Yeah, so let's get into some of the specifics.
Let's talk details.
So the case mirrors the original dimensions.
Okay.
40 millimeters wide and a pretty slim 10.8 millimeters high.
Nice.
And it's made from stainless steel with both brushed and polished finishes.
So they mixed it up a bit.
Yeah, it gives it a nice play of light.
Oh, I bet.
It's also water resistant to 100 meters.
Okay, so you can swim with it, no problem.
Exactly. It's a sports watch.
It's going to be durable, right?
Yeah, and the bracelet keeps that integrated aesthetic
Right.
with a polished center link.
So a little bit of flashiness.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, and of course the star of the show is that light green dial.
Yeah, the name kind of gives it away, right?
Yeah, it's described as slightly metallic with that signature grid pattern.
Okay, so what does that actually look like in person? Because I've only seen pictures.
So the grid pattern is made up of these alternating segments of horizontal lines and small boxes, and it creates this subtle textured effect that catches the light, and it gives the dial a lot of depth and visual interest.
Oh, I bet that's cool.
Yeah, and then to add a little bit of warmth, they've got gold applied indices on the flange,
Okay,
which is that angled inner bezel,
right.
and the hour and minute hands are also gold, and everything's got superluminova so you can see it at night.
Nice little details.
Yeah, and the date window at 3 o'clock has a nice little frame around it.
Okay, so it's not just slapped on there.
Yeah, exactly. It's all very well thought out.
They put some care into it.
Yeah. Now, what's powering this movie star watch?
Yeah, what's the engine under the hood?
Well, inside is IWC's own caliber 32111,
Okay.
which is an automatic movement with their efficient Paul winding system.
Mm-hmm.
It operates at 4 hertz, which means the second hand has a smooth sweep.
Gotcha.
And it's got a pretty hefty power reserve of 120 hours.
So that's like 5 days.
Yeah, you can take it off on Friday and put it back on Monday, and you're good to go.
Perfect for the weekend.
Yeah. And to stay true to the engineer name, it also has a soft iron inner case to protect it from magnetic fields.
So it's ready for anything.
Exact.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a really nice blend of vintage inspiration and modern technology.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. What's the price tag on this piece of movie magic?
It retails for 14,200 euros.
Okay, so it's a bit of an investment.
It is, but you're getting a really special watch.
You're getting a piece of history, really, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not every day that a movie prop becomes a real watch.
And a limited edition at that.
Exactly.
So just to recap for everyone, we're talking about the IWC Ingenieur Automatic 40 Green, a watch that was inspired by a prop worn by Brad Pitt in an upcoming F1 film.
That's right.
And it pays tribute to Gérald Genta's 1976 design,
Mm-hmm.
but with a modern twist thanks to that green dial.
Yep, and all the latest watchmaking tech.
Exactly.
And you know what I think is really cool about this whole story is that it shows how creativity can come from unexpected places.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like sometimes a fictional object can spark real-world desire and turn into something tangible.
Yeah, it makes you think, how often do things we see in movies or on TV end up influencing the real world?
All the time.
Yeah. I mean, what else might make that jump from the screen to our lives? Who knows?
That's a great question.
Lots to think about.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been a pleasure chatting about this watch.
Likewise, always a good time.
Until next time, folks.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye.